Why do we suffer? Why do we fear loss? Why are we so attached to outcomes? Chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita answers these questions. After the emotional collapse of Arjuna in chapter 1, Krishna finally begins to speak. And what follows is not just advice for a warrior, but timeless wisdom for all of us. Chapter 1 ended in confusion, silence, and surrender. Arjuna laid down his bow, overwhelmed by emotion. Chapter 2 begins at that very moment, when the student is ready and the teacher speaks. What is the core theme of Chapter 2? Chapter 2 is often considered the summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. In this chapter, Krishna introduces the nature of the soul, the difference between the body and the self, the importance of performing one's duty, the principle of action without attachment, and the qualities of a person with steady wisdom. Let's now explore each of these core themes and the key insights they offer, beginning with the eternal soul. The eternal soul. Krishna begins by explaining a profound truth. The soul is eternal. It is never born and it never dies. Bodies change, circumstances change, but the true self remains untouched. Much of our fear comes from identifying only with the body and the external situations. Krishna invites us to see beyond that. Understanding the nature of the soul gives us a perspective, but perspective alone is not enough. We must still act and perform our duty, and that brings us to duty and action. Krishna teaches that we have control over our actions, but not over the results. We are responsible for efforts, not outcomes. Attachment to results creates anxiety. Detachment brings clarity. This is the foundation of Karma Yoga. Action is necessary, but attachment is optional. This is where Krishna introduces the principle of detachment. Detachment does not mean inaction. It means giving your best effort while remaining mentally steady whether the result is success or failure. Therefore, Krishna's teaching on detachment offers 3 powerful insights. First, focus on effort, not the outcome. Second, do your duty without the fear of failure. And third, maintain balance in both success and defeat. When we begin to act without clinging to outcomes, something powerful happens. The mind becomes steady. Chapter 2 also teaches emotional stability. Pleasure and pain come and go. Success and failure are temporary. A wise person remains steady in both. This steadiness, this balance is called Sthitaprajna. Sthitaprajna is not a temporary calm. It is a stable state of understanding. Krishna refers to this as the state of steady wisdom. Towards the end of chapter 2, Krishna describes the quality of a person who has attained this steady wisdom. A person of steady wisdom, or the ideal person, is not shaken by sorrow, is not overly attached to pleasure, has control over their senses, remains calm and self-disciplined, and is free from excessive desire. This is not about suppression, but about inner strength. What makes chapter 2 the heart of the Bhagavad Gita? Chapter 2 lays the philosophical foundation for everything that follows in the Gita. It shifts the conversation from emotion to understanding, from confusion to clarity, and from reaction to conscious action. Chapter 1 shows us a disturbed mind. Chapter 2 ends by showing us a steady mind. In the next videos, we will unfold this path, one shloka at a time. If this overview helped you, you'll find a complete series of Chapter 1 and ongoing explorations of Chapter 2 here on Gita Notes. I invite you to subscribe and continue this journey with me. Jai Shri Krishna.